Yeah.
27th of December, Rabbi Furst, Mishna Berura.
Macabre for a moment. A little bit, not all the macabre. We'll begin the beginning of the macabre and Simcha, if you like. Read that, and then we'll go back into the Mishnah Berurah where we left off there.
Okay, so it says, Ahakach Yelek La'asakav. So afterwards, he goes to his, I guess, business, Asakav. Dechol Torah She'eni Ma Melacha. Let's see, Sofa B'Tela V'Goreret Avon. Okay. So let's see, it says Dechol Torah, so that all Torah that is not with him at work.
It doesn't have along with it work, meaning Torah that there is a person who's learning Torah and he doesn't have a means of support.
Oh, he doesn't have support. Okay. So B'sofa B'Tela, in the end, he'll give up and go rear it, and he'll follow transgressions, I guess.
Right, it'll cause. Berura will be caused.
Cause.
Right.
Oh. It'll cause. Okay, good. Ki ha'oni ya'avirenu al dat kono. Okay. That's we said that because poverty ya'avirenu will cause
Right. Poverty, well, to transgress. Poverty will cause a person to transgress the will of his creator, meaning Kadosh Baruch Hu's desires.
Okay, the will of his creator. Okay. Umikol makom lo yaseh melachto ikar ela arai. Nevertheless, he will not make his work the essential, I guess, ikar badarai, but badarai is like secondary or optional.
Ikar, meaning the Torah has to be primary, and his work should be arai. It should be I'm gonna say arai literally. I mean, really means arai means like haphazard, but that's not a good contextual understanding of what it means here. Here it means it really means, like you were saying, it's like secondary, meaning his primary activity should be Torah. Meaning, and that goes for everybody. Every Jew is obligated that the Torah is his main activity. It's not possible that you can have a Jew that's going to be involved with anything less than his primary occupation being Torah. Anything else he has to do is simply because of necessity, right? But his primary absolute occupation and interest is Torah. That's the whole purpose of a Jew, right? If he's forced to go to work, he's forced to find a profession, a trade, right? So again, as we remember, we learned several months ago the tshuva of Moshe, that it's very questionable. In fact, it probably is forbidden that a person should ever even entertain the thought of trying to go into a profession that's going to be intensive in its educational requirements and also its time and intellectual requirements. It's going to take him simply away from his obligation to make Torah, as we see, he's obligated to make Torah ikar. That's something which is obvious. Unfortunately, however, a lot of people don't understand that, and they make terrible mistakes in leading their lives in ways that are not keeping in conformity with the Shulchan Aruch as we're learning it. Um, Maybe it's worthwhile. There's a beer halacha that's worthwhile seeing over here. Sofa batela garas avol. Right? It says here that if a person is going to be learning exclusively, meaning a person is going to be learning exclusively Torah, and therefore he won't have a means of support. So that's going to bring him to poverty, and poverty has a tendency to have a person transgress the will of his creator. But as I said the other day, in our time when we have kohanim that give a person a means of support, so that doesn't apply. A person can learn primarily most of all his days and nights, and get a support from a kollel and stipend from a kollel, and that'll save him from the reasons that might be necessary in previous generations to go out to work to support himself, because now he gets support from the kollel. And even in spite of that, there's still the words of the Bir Halacha that we should review. We didn't see them at all first, but it's worth seeing the words of the Bir Halacha. It says, Sofu Betela Rigoris Avol. So if you see that Bir Halacha, it's worthwhile learning that now. Take a look there.
Okay, so far, Betela, we go rare Avon. So in the end, he'll give up and will go after transgressions.
Yeah, cause him to sin.
Cause, right. Okay, Katfu Asfarim. So it's written in the Sefarim. Shezehu ne'amar lichlel ha'olam she'en kulam yicholim lizkot la'alot l'madregot rama zo lihiyot iskam rak v'torah levada. Okay. Shezeh, that this is said, L'klei ha'olam, what, to all of the world?
It's customers on the Sfarim right about this point in the Mechaber. Shenema, this is in reference, it's said in reference, L'klal ha'olam, to the general public.
Oh, to the
general public.
Okay. Okay, so that they all of them should not least coat.
Kulam, she'ein kulam yochel chusla olas madrega ramazu. That they're not all, meaning when you're talking to the general public, not all of the general public is able to olas madrega ramazu, to be able to elevate themselves to the noble status, right? All of the madrega rama, to elevate themselves to the noble status of Isaac Rak B'Torah Levado, to being involved exclusively in Torah alone.
Alone. Okay. Aval anashim yechidim yuchal lehimatzei b'kol eight be'ofen zeh v'zehu davka harbe. Okay, but
and I think you skipped the line. Okay, but Aval anashim yechidim yochol lehimatzei b'kol eight be'ofen zeh. But there are unique individuals, anashim yechidim. There are unique individuals, yochel, that they are able, in soul, that are able to be found at all times in this situation. I mean, you're always going to be able to find individuals, unique individuals, that will be able to devote themselves exclusively and absolutely to only learning Torah.
To only learning Torah. Okay. V'zehu she'amru bivrachot Lamed Vav Amud Bet. Okay, that's the page, the daf. Harbe asu kirash bi velo alta biadan Salomar. Oh, okay. Davka Harbe. Okay.
Right, was there. This is what's said in the Gemara Brachas that Harbe did like Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai, but also be other, meaning many tried to do as Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai decided that they should only be devoted to Torah, but there'll also be other, but it didn't succeed. They weren't successful. Ratzel Loimer, that means to say Dafka Harbe, meaning many did like Rabbi Yochanan ben Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai, but they weren't successful in learning exclusively Torah. But that was many. There were many that tried, and it didn't work out for them. But there were individuals that were successful. I mean, he didn't say everybody. He didn't say kulam. He didn't say everyone did like Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai, and it didn't work out. And he said a lot of people did it and tried and attempted like Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai, but it didn't work out. But there were those who did try it and it did work out.
Ah, okay. Very good.
Mhm.
V'hakadosh Baruch Hu b'vadai yamtzi lahem parnasah.
But a lot of them were, some were not also successful in that either. Yeah.
Oh, so Hashem certainly found for them to support themselves. Parnasatam.
Right. And the Kosh Baruch Hu definitely found them pornos.
Okay. Uke'ein ze katav ha-Rambam Perek Yud Gimel Mehilchot
Shemitah.
Shemitin V'Yovlot. Oh, that's dealing with the Shemitah and the Yovel.
Right.
Okay, so we heard about that. So when you can't plant, and especially I guess at Yovel, you can't plant for 2 years in a row. So Hashem finds a way for us to be able to support ourselves and live.
Right.
Okay, interesting. Okay. Below Shevet Levi Bilvad, and with only Shevet Levi alone, okay, he doesn't have land. So Ein Sham, we see there, I guess. The Prat Im Kavar Nimtza'u Anashim Sherotzim Lahaspik Lo Tzarachav Kedei Sheya Sok Batorah. Okay, so let's see. Uparat and the detail if it already people men found that they want lahaspik to
that you specifically, if you've already found that there are people wrote seem that they desire lahaspik lo sarchav kadesh asu, that they want that Hashem should supply his lahaspik lo, to supply lo sarchav, to supply their needs.
Oh, okay. So in order that they can learn Torah.
Right. The people they make they just, it's not just Shevet Levi as the Rambam explains. It's anybody else. And there are many people that they decide to make up their mind that they are interested in devoting themselves exclusively to Torah, and therefore they rely and they ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu to supply their needs without the need of education, trades, careers, or professions.
Bivadai lo shayek zeh bisachar zavulun yochiach, and but this isn't shayek applicable to this, as Yisachar
meaning these people who are devoted to learning Torah on a constant, absolute basis, and they're relying on the Kadosh Baruch Hu, and they ask the Kadosh Baruch Hu that he should supply their needs, their sustenance, without the need of careers, trades, professions, or businesses. And in that case, lo shayek zeh. It's not shayek zeh, that comment that's made in the Shulchan Aruch over here. The comment that a person, right, that it says, kol Torah she'eini imo malacha, sofa l'batala v'goras avon, that does not apply to these people.
Okay.
V'yisachsa v'zvulun yochiach, and the fact that they have the relationship between Yisachar and Zevulun, right, that is yochiach. That is a proof to the fact that the Kadosh Baruch Hu is obviously interested in those people who are going to devote themselves absolutely and uniquely to learning Torah day and night. And Kadosh Baruch Hu therefore will be relied upon to provide them for their sustenance, their needs.
Okay.
Very good. Okay. So let's see. Ikar. Yeah, right. Exactly. That'll bring us. Look at the Sifkat and Bays in the Mishnah Berura. That'll bring us. What does it mean? What does it mean that a person is warned? The mechaber is warning. It could be even an isser, right? It could be something. If a person is, again, the mechaber said, "Mekom mekom lo yasa melachto ikar." A person should not make his work, his career, his profession, his trade primary, right?
Right. Okay.
LRI. It should only be, again, temporary is not the proper translation. It should be, I would say, secondary. It should be secondary. But his main profession, his career, his interest in life, his daily activity should be in Torah, and his making a living should be secondary to that. And that could even be a something which is forbidden for a person to devote his main time and interest in his daily life activities, to devote those things to careers, professions, trades, that could be forbidden. That could itself be something which is forbidden, as you see in the Mishnah Berura. Even what's the Mishnah Berura's explanation of this?
Okay. So Ela yaseh rak hidei parnasato. Okay. So, but he should do only, I guess, enough for his parnasa.
Right.
Okay. Ach bazeh gufa tzarik lehizaher mipitui hayetzer. Okay. But with this, the gufa, the main part what one needs to be careful of is of the of his evil inclination.
He should only be
Okay.
involved in his career, his trade, his profession, only in order that he makes what he needs for his basic needs. Parnasa is basic needs. His basic needs, he should work just enough for his basic needs. Even if a person is going to be doing this, that even in doing this, even simply working for his basic needs, he needs to be wary. He has to be wary of the enticements of his Yetzer Hara.
Enticements. Oh, okay. She mitpatehu shechol hayom tzarik ishtalut al harvacha zo.
Right, that the Yetzer Hara will try and deceive him into thinking he needs to do extra efforts in making profits.
Oh, okay. So okay. Vayikar sheyiponein ba'atzmo Mahu hechreach ha'amiti she'i efshar bilvado.
Meaning what a person needs to consider, meaning in order to resist the enticements of the Yitzhar, a person has to think deeply. He is binding, but he has to think deeply for himself. Mahu hechrach amiti. What is the true necessity? What are the true necessity needs? Right?
Oh, the true. Okay.
Does he really need to take that trip to Mount Everest? He really needs to take that trip.
What
Oh, boy.
about children getting married?
So that's a good question. That depends. A person should realize what his chiyuvim are. Does he have chiyuvim to? I mean, again, the question is, when you're going to marry off children, what's going to be considered? Even if you'll assume that it's a necessity, that you have an obligation to marry the children off. The question is, what do you need for that necessity, right? Do you need a $300 plate wedding, or can you get by with 125 shekel plate wedding, right? So that's something to think about. And
even the 125 shekel, it adds up quickly, especially if I'm looking at my children, and they have 7 children each, and even if we say that it's going to cost, let's say $30,000 each for their wedding, that's a huge amount of money when it adds up times 7.
Yeah, no, it definitely does, and it definitely does. And it's a real question. It's a serious question. I can't answer that question right now. It's maybe something we could look into. You have to see what the poskim, what the leaders of Klal Yisrael say on the subject, right? If you want, we can explore a little bit. It's very relevant and it's very worthwhile trying to find out more about. Yeah, that's what's really the obligation, and if there is first of all, is there obligation? And if there is an obligation, so then what's the necessity, right? And then you have to see if it's reasonable, and how and what and in what way, and is a person obligated to sacrifice his learning Torah for the sake of marrying his children off? That's a very important question, and very serious question. Yeah. So, if you want, we can. Well, I suggest that we learn through this is Kufnun Vav. I suggest that we learn through the Mishnah. Berura is on this. There's a tremendous amount of very practical insights into our basic obligations. So I would say that I think we should try and continue on. And in the meantime, if I have a chance, I'll try and find subject matter to try and explore that question a little bit more in depth, if you want.
Yeah, I would like that. Thank you.
Okay, very good. That brings us probably to the end of our time. So we'll continue tomorrow. And I said we'll continue on with the Mishnah Beruras. We need to have that as a very basic background. And from there, we can branch out, Be'ez Hashem. We'll see, Be'ez Hashem. Okay.
Very good. Yeshkayach, thank you so much.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Thank you all, both. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Bill. And
Shkoyach, Meir.
Okay.
Hanukkah's here as well. You can say thank you and goodbye to Hanukkah as well.
Okay. Have a good day, Chanuk.
Hey, Hanuk.
Okay. See you all. Thank you again. Bye.
Okay. Bye now.